How do you find the leaders that you endorse? How do you pick them? What's your criteria? What are you looking for?
Well, you already mentioned our excellent political director, Mari Manoogian. Mari's from the great state of Michigan, where she was a state representative for 2 terms. She was a New Dealer, and Mari flipped a historically Republican seat in Metro Detroit and held that seat through some competitive elections before leaving office and then joining the Next 50 as our political director. We're really fortunate to have a national network of contacts in many of the battleground states all over the country. And when we are looking, what we're essentially starting to look at the competitive states and the competitive districts in those states. And we just try to see where are the candidates who are coming out. We talk to our contacts in those states, hear from folks who are on the ground. And then we watch very closely. We like to try and vet candidates very thoroughly before we make an endorsement by talking to our contacts in those states. And when we make our endorsements, there's essentially 3 things that we're looking for. The first is that candidates have to be under the age of 50 on election day. I understand that for some people, being 49 doesn't necessarily seem like a next generation leader, but let me tell you, Debbie, in our party, which is led by a lot of folks who are a lot older than 49, we certainly believe that that counts as next generation in our book. Second, you have to be running in a competitive district or state or nested within. So I'll use myself as an example. I'm in a very safe state Senate district, but I'm nested within one of the most competitive U.S. House districts in the United States. We had this district was decided by fewer than 1,000 votes in 2024,
Wow.
and I fully expect it will be very competitive again in the 2026 cycle. And then the last thing that we do is we like to build endorsement classes that are representative of the diversity of our party. And now I think sometimes, and especially now, diversity has become like this 4-letter word. And we're not afraid of it because we understand that having candidates who are a good fit for their district, who match their district, and who are representative of our party more broadly is actually really important. And despite what other kind of preconceived notions people might have, the reality is that I don't think that we should be afraid of supporting candidates who are strong, competitive candidates, right? Who are good fits for their district is something that we need to be afraid of. And so we have supported leaders all over the country. We have an incredible group of folks who we've supported over the last 3 cycles. We only did about 15 endorsements in the 2020 cycle, but we've done 50 endorsements in each of the last 2 cycles. And we have a lot of overlap with NewDEAL, which is part of why we're so excited about this partnership.
Yeah. Well, I think us too. And thanks for kind of walking us through that. And I would just I want to add that I think one of the things that I'm excited about, in addition to everything you said, and as you said, NewDEAL is not focused only on kind of those competitive places. We've got people in red and blue and purple districts across the country. But I think a lot of the mindset that you kind of alluded to with the leaders, I think is one of the reasons I think I'm super excited. It's not surprising that there's a lot of overlap of people that you guys have chosen and people who've come through NewDEAL. I think for us, our criteria is we're looking for people who are rising. Obviously, we talked a little bit about that, and who are governing from a place of trying to get stuff done, right? And I think that's that you didn't talk a lot about the ideology, but I would say that I think that it's really important to kind of to say out loud that I feel like we both see ourselves as part of the kind of center left ecosystem of people who are in the part of the party they're trying to focus on results, on bringing people together and getting stuff done. And I think that's a really important part of when we think about the future of the party in the country. It's elevating those types of leaders that I think are going to make sure that we're competitive going forward across the country, as you said.